How do you have a -8 overall pace reduction? All he did was score goals, set records, make a statement, revitalize his career. We're going to take you from being one of the fastest players in the game, and we're going to put you average at best. What's happening, my beautiful people? My name is Mike LaBelle. Welcome to the YouTube channel. If you have not subscribed, it is free. Turn on notifications. This is the artist formerly known as Dirty Mike, and sometimes we bring back those dirty moments. This could be one of those time periods. We're going to open up the room, the board, the doors, the windows, whatever you have available in the household to discuss players that have now been ruined or destroyed, or maybe you're just shocked by these rating adjustments and what this actually means. I've never been a part of positive overall ratings that have then impacted a player negatively for his future in a FIFA installment. If you were surprised by the ratings, or if you'd agree with some of my choices, some of the topics that we are going to analyze, drop a like on the video. Drop a like. You as well. You please. Yes, you too. That's my ceiling. It's been a long period in COVID. No one's been in my apartment. Very lonely. But I'm excited to make these videos. So if anything, support the video to make Mike smile. Also, stay beautiful. And I'm sure the comments will naturally have us going back and forth. If there's players I left off, if there's dedicated videos that need to be made. From a logical perspective, which I take pride in being that type of analytical person, I don't get it. We have 5 players that are on my list. We're going to take a compare and contrast from FIFA 20 to FIFA 21. They're 2 foot items on each of these 5 players, before and after. Enjoy. All right. Serge Gnabry went from an 84 to an 85. We're only talking about baseline gold foot items. So an increased overall of a +1. Bayern Munich won the treble. Every accomplishment as a team that you could ask for, and he was a major factor in their success story. He's part of that narrative. He wasn't just sitting on the bench, wasn't injured, wasn't in the reserves. He actually received playing time. And this is where I'm confused. It's not that he got an upgrade. I'm not complaining about that. But that somehow he lost all of his pace. How do you have a -8 overall pace reduction in a successful year as a winger that when I watch him, he looks like he's one of the fastest players on the pitch? But it does not stop there. His sprint speed went from 89, write this down, pull out a calculator, to a 76 in FIFA 21. That is a -13 difference. What? I'm not far off running at a 76 overall pace if we were making a dirty, clean Mike LaBelle foot item. Why is this so drastic? I cannot recall a larger deficit or this level of movement with an upgrade. Is it disrespect? Is there just something I don't see on the actual pitch? It's not as if I don't watch Bayern Munich. I'm not coming into this argument as someone who's uninformed. I was just looking through FIFA history and precedent because EA does like to work off of previous choices and usually marginal movements, both upgrades and downgrades. This man is at the ripe old age of 25. I know Lukaku was unhappy with not receiving overall improvements, and for good reason. All he did was score goals, set records, make a statement, revitalize his career from Manchester United to Inter Milan, and he kept the same rating. But at least you didn't receive one of these backhanded compliments. We're going to bump your rating, but we're going to slow you down. How much you going to slow me down by? I want to know. We're going to take you from being one of the fastest players in the game, and we're going to put you average at best, at least with the sprint speed statistic. And if you play a lot of FIFA, wingers need to be at least an 85 for that pace or higher if you want them to be relevant, dynamic, prolific, dangerous. It's like if somebody offered you the ice cream, but you couldn't eat the cone. You can have the pizza, but we're going to limit the cheese. Yes, sure, you can go to the pool, but you have to wear a sweater. Why are you handcuffing me? Moving on. Sancho. Maybe this is his brother from another mother. I met Sancho, on a side note, very briefly at the launch event last year. Went from an 84 overall last year, base item, to an 87 this year. A 3-point overall rating increase. Congratulations. So you would think, but similar to Serge, maybe not quite as bad or quite as poor, but 88 pace to 83 pace. So a -5 overall. Sprint speed, once again, 87 to an 81. Acceleration, 89 to 86. This man is 20 years old. Why is he slowing down? Why are these players' trajectory or their progression, why is the slowdown in speed? And I wish that EA would have came out and just said simply, We made a mistake. We no longer think this player is as fast as we had him previously. And even more so with Serge, multiple years of being one of those players that zooms across the pitch. That's what he's known for. Even if you were using him as a super sub, no one questioned how capable he was or he is at beating midfielders, beating defenders off the dribble, off the bounce. And a big portion of that was because of him being that fast, that quick, having those assets. I don't want to be redundant, but I'm disappointed to have to discuss these reductions, because if EA was looking to make improvements towards these players in particular, why cut down the pace that much? Because EA, they are not going to be used as frequently because they're not as quick. Unless this game shifts completely where it's not all about pace. Alaba, we're no longer talking about his ratings. Yeah, he received a reduction, but it's about the position change. He was competitive as a left back, and even more so when we had limited left backs. People are trying out different players. We don't have a lot of supply, but we do have a lot of demand. If you're a Bundesliga fan, technically we will have Alphonso Davies, which is very similar to Alaba, but I don't think you can use Alaba. It's a question mark. 5'10", 5'11". Is he going to be a prominent center back? Does he have that size, that presence that's necessary? Can he carry the weight? I think he's going to be missing what's always made Alaba special and unique, and that well-rounded capability that we complement is not as important for the center back position. Case in hand, Virgil van Dijk, best center back in FIFA 20, is not well-rounded, but he has all the correct stats to play that position. But you cannot play him as a fullback or as a center mid or a striker or a winger and expect him to be successful. Even a holding mid, he would be just above average, and that might be pushing it. I'm just not a believer in this Alaba foot item. And even when he moved to a center back with an inform previously, we all thought he was going to be used, and there was no crossing in FIFA 20, none whatsoever. And I believe that's going to shift. He was not a regular. Didn't see him in weekend league squads, division rivals. It didn't happen. Similar story for Fernandinho. Position change, going from some midfielder, whether that's a box-to-box or a holding mid, to now a center back. It gets worse for Fernandinho in comparison to Alaba. 5'10", not notably known for his athleticism or his strength or his physical characteristics. And I want to stress the importance of certain stat lines because you're playing as a center back. He doesn't have explosiveness. You're not reaping any of the rewards or the benefits of having someone who's undersized. I want you to be faster. I want you to be more agile. I need your general movement to feel different than your competitors or your counterparts. And unless you're trying to make an argument about his composure with passing out of the back, it's hard to go to war for Fernandinho. He definitely does not play a part in the future of FIFA installments if he is going to be a center back. And last but not least, Royce. Moving from an 88 to an 85, obviously the pace threshold has been affected. And I talk about when you're no longer at that 85 and up rating, he's aging. This is more consistent. This is something that we've seen before, but with low stamina, losing some of that pep in your step and then getting tired earlier, it's going to limit you. He's not going to be the same, and he's definitely not going to even have glimpses that resemble some of the previous iterations. If you track back, pull out your FIFAs. Hold on. I got you. Look familiar. Royce was a cover star in FIFA 17, and now I'm talking about him being just a fraction of himself. That's what I expect. It's not that you're never going to be able to include Royce in a team, but he's lost priority, and he's not going to last near a full match. And you're probably still going to have to pay a premium because he carries a big name. Links with everyone in the Bundesliga. A lot of green link opportunity. You got to get him on a discount or you're not going to be happy. And now you have to start arguing, well, what positions can he actually play? He's not fast enough to be a winger, not agile enough, or clever enough, or evasive enough to be a center attacking midfielder. Most of you, myself included, are not going to play some sort of center forward in a false nine get up. That's unlikely. So then you say, well, could he be a striker? And is he worth the money? Is he worth the coins to be a striker in that singular position? Because he can't play anywhere else and be relevant. Thanks again for watching. If you're enjoying all the content we're putting up, make sure to drop some love, turn on some notifications. We're working very hard to be ready, be prepared, and to have so much content for all of you lovely folks that watch the channel or have been watching the channel for a long period, heading into the FIFA 21 year. And I have a lot more coming out for you ASAP.